Fatima.
Hi,
Welcome back.
how are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good, how are you?
Hello, Ria. Thank you for coming. I need to commend you for your, you've been so dedicated with the program. You
Yes.
come on time. Just shows how incredible you are, just, by the name of the program.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, and you're practicing what you've been learning?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, your baselines, the coding we did.
My e-codes are like everywhere.
Oh, good.
I have them everywhere.
So you use them when your encodes come, you try to
Yeah.
change them into encodes. That's
A lot.
amazing. Oh, okay. So today we're starting a whole new the part of the program. It's called outcomes. It's about your outcomes plus. When you have your baselines intact and your coding intact, you can conquer the world. But then how do you conquer the world? You need your outcomes, you need to set goals. And that's what we're talking about today. So your outcome is a focus point which will change your life. Having outcomes, they excite you, they motivate you, and they inspire you to take action. Unlike goal setting, outcomes are aligned with your baselines and coding, and so magic happens. If you don't know your destination, you can't get there, right? The same thing. If you don't know where we want to be, how do we get there, or how do we even start to get there? So how do we make our outcomes real and measurable? And that's the crux of this topic. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you an activity. The purpose of it is for you to identify what your outcomes are. You're going to come up with 50. They sound many, 50 outcomes. Because most days we wake up and we think we want to do this and this. Every day it's different, and I'm sure if I could give you a whole day, you could come up with maybe over 100. But the purpose is for you to understand that you have so many possibilities in life, and but then you need to narrow them down because you can't achieve everything, right? So I'll give you the first activity will be for you to come up with 50 outcomes. The list would be up to. Try to make it 50 anyway. I know it's a short time, but come up with 50. And where will you get these 50? You look at your wheel of life. You remember your wheel of life, where you have your health, your possession, your health, the fun and activities, relationships. Since if we want to come up with outcomes, we want to make sure that each area of our life is being represented there, and that's how we have a balanced life. So in front of each of the outcome you write, you're going to give each number a 1, 2, a 1, 3, 5, and 5 plus. The numbers meaning the number of years you intend to achieve the outcome. Then from the 1 year list, since that's the one you can see, from the 1 year list, you now come up with 3 most important outcomes you want to achieve. That's within a year. At the same time, I'm going to broadcast for you the tool before you start. This tool will help you put your outcomes in order of importance. Because sometimes you have 3 outcomes where you're thinking, which one do I start? So it's not about which one do you feel like starting, it's about which one you should start that makes sense based on maybe the ease of it, your ability to do it faster, and the skill sets you have to be able to achieve it. So all this put in place will be able for you. The system is that powerful, it can actually come up with the one that you should prioritize. And that doesn't mean you're not going to do the others, but then you start with this one so you focus, and that's why the topic is what we need to focus on so that you have better clarity. Do you want me to give you 5, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, so you understand it. So the first activity is to come up with the 50, then trim them down to 3, then use the link I'm going to send you for you to come up with the most important outcome.
Okay, for the first year?
For the first year.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Want to start?
Yeah.
When you're done, you tell me.
Okay.
Done.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to share?
My 3 most outcome for
Yeah.
my first year. So I want to be certified as a coach.
Oh.
You need to lose weight and start an empowering program for the youth back in Kenya. And then write down for my three outcomes: being a motivational speaker around the world and in Africa, have a day center that will become like a camp, a diet camp where people can come for transformation. And I want to build a coaching program to use in schools for teachers and students in Africa.
Okay.
My 5-year having my center for empowering youth around Africa, making it bigger, building a center for kids with problems like autism and all that, and starting a theme park with all African culture.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds interesting. And I'm sure we have those around the world, right?
Yeah,
The Disney.
I went and I saw one in Europark. So in Europark in Germany they have this park, but it has all the countries in Europe and they're showing their cultures or something. So it was something that went in my mind. I just thought like, if we have something like this in Africa,
Really?
we have an intense culture.
Yes.
And what was interesting is I found most young people got jobs, part-time jobs. That's where they get to do jobs and go back to school. So it was something that I felt it would be good, nice to
Job
have.
creation, yes.
Job creation and also share our culture. We have a diverse culture in Africa. Why not?
You know, it's interesting. I mean, you talk about getting jobs for people and all that, and helpfulness was part of your reason, right? That's awesome. See how everything is coming together, making a difference. Everything is coming together.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's the main outcome you want to focus on?
Right now, being a coach, to be certified as a coach. That's the one that because I feel it's going to help me to do most of the things that I want.
It's true.
Empowering and all these things. All of it come under coaching.
Yeah.
So to be certified and make coaching is a part of my
That's
journey
true.
in life.
Yeah, that's really true, because sometimes when one outcome falls in place, almost everything else falls into place.
I've been wanting to do this for a while. You know, when you have like a dream, like whenever I go home, I feel I need to have something to help the youth or people with their lives. But I didn't know how. So now this is
dream come true.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So did you notice that when you were doing the 5-year, 3-year, when you were writing them down, did they seem far away, or how far, how far did it seem in your mind?
See, being a coach was something that was fun because I never thought of being a coach. I've always thought of being a motivational speaker, but I never thought it as being a coach and then moving to the next level of it.
Yeah.
So, and the other things, like for the 5 years thing, it's something that you think of, but it seems impossible. So like when I'm talking about starting a theme park with all African cultures, and you understand me, that's when you think of it, it's something that requires a lot of money and a lot of
logistics,
and you go like, how am I going to do it? But it's something that is in your mind, and it's something that I've been like wishing of. And then when you start thinking of it, it looks like, okay, if you have people who can have the same mind, because I talked to somebody who is thinking the same thing. And I was like, wow. You know, I was telling somebody and she was like, yeah, I want to do the same thing. So it felt like I'm not the only one with the weird ideas.
And no idea is weird as long as we can get rid of our end codes, right? So now as you're getting rid of your end code, the idea seems closer.
Yeah, it seems something that I can
that you can do.
Something funny is like, it's something that you think, even if I don't do it, can I sell the idea to somebody to do it? That's something I never thought of it. You just see the impossibility of how can I do it. But then the difference of how you're thinking makes everything Because it's possible.
That is so true. It's all here, right?
Yeah.
So for it not to keep becoming overwhelming, even the coaching you want to start doing, because there are steps and processes for you to start coaching, right? It's not just the knowledge, like they say, knowledge that you don't put into action is nothing. So that's what our next session will be. It's going to be on how to break down the outcomes, into measurable goals, like, the thing about the SMART goals, where your goals need to be smart and measurable and achievable, and they need to be timely. You need to say, I want to start coaching on so date, else it keeps rolling over and over and over, and in 5 years time you'll still be in the same place. So we want to make them into INCRED goals, and I'll tell you what INCRED is all about in the next session.
Okay.
Excited?
Yeah, ready.
Okay, so I'll see you next session.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.